Hello lovely people, this is Henriette here from Pro Strings, and you will see me in quite a different pose from the normal one. I have surrounded myself with lots of cushions. I've got a blanket that I'm using today, and I'm going to make myself hugely comfortable because this lesson is called Meditate. Now, whether you like meditating or not, whether you do that, whether you practice meditation or not, is really not that important. What we're doing today is we're just focusing on our concentration skills, because as you and I all know, it takes a huge amount of concentration to learn to play the violin. And today we're just going to practice this concentration, and for that you might sit in a lotus position. For me, that is not super comfortable, so I just find another position which is comfortable for me, which is with my legs on a little stool, really nicely leaning into my cushions. And what we're going to try and do is to see how long we can concentrate for. For some of you, this might be the first time ever that you experience this, and I'd like you to go ahead and just try it and see how this might work for you. And other people might already be meditating frequently or just focusing on concentration skills, and you might just actually really enjoy having a moment to yourself here to explore what this is all about. So why not join me? And we're just going to try and focus on our breath and be still. And being still is something that is just a lovely thing that goes really well with violin playing. In my practice, those children that experience stillness sometimes in their everyday life tend to do much better on the violin compared with others who constantly have activity or noises or screens or televisions going on into their lives. So for us as violin players, becoming still for a moment is just a real luxury that I would like you to enjoy. So if you feel like, let's close your eyes. If closing your eyes is not your thing, then focus on one point that you might be looking at and focus on your breath. We've practiced breathing quite a lot in this course, so I want you to join me and breathe in through your nose. And when you're ready, breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. And maybe you can adjust your seat and make yourself even more comfortable. And whilst you next breathe in, see if you can send that breath to deep into your belly. And if you find your thoughts wandering to maybe that email that you still intend to send later today, or to your shopping list, or other tasks that are waiting, see if you can focus and home in on that point that you had where you were just looking, and try to be still, both physically still and also mentally become more still. So just allow yourself time to feel the warmth under your blanket. Feel the comfort of the cushions under your arm or behind your head. And whilst it may become more difficult to just not think about anything at all, see if you can focus on that stillness. And if you feel like your thoughts are running away with you or begin to pop up in your head, come back to the breath. Take that deep breath in again. And that long breath out. And again, focus on your breath, on your next inhale. Make it as long as you can manage. And as you breathe out, make it as long as you've ever breathed out. And if you feel like your eyes are getting heavier, like mine are just now, allow that to happen. That's fine. You've got just a few minutes of nothing. And how does this relate to violin playing? If we allow ourselves in our violin playing to completely focus on one point, like you're focusing your gaze either on one point somewhere in the distance, or maybe you've closed your eyes and you're just focusing on the inside of your eyelids, shall we say. If you can do this, then you're going to achieve great things on your violin playing. It's taking that moment for yourself to realize that this is time that is valuable, that is creating a rich experience for you, that you don't have to judge that this minute you have to achieve anything, but you can just concentrate on what you're doing right now. You can do that now because you've been following all of this course. And you have the skills to come away for a moment from the rest of the world and just be alone with this stillness. Or when you're practicing the violin, with your violin. And you have learned to value that time with your violin and just allowing you to learn a new skill. Whether that's violin playing or whether that's other skills in your life that you're trying to learn. It is this stillness and this openness which will allow you to fully focus. And with that, I'm going to leave you. And I very much look forward to seeing you in our next lesson. Goodbye.